Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be a good day. It's turnout day, the best day ever. I'm excited. The cows, they don't know they're going out yet, but they will be excited when they go out. And of course I was going to film turnout day. Did you ever think I wasn't going to film turnout day? Of course I was, can't miss this, it's so good. So this year is the first year in a very, very long time when unfortunately the silage has had to make the decision for us sending the cows out. With this winter being such a long winter, it's been wet, the fields are still super wet, and as you can see it's still raining behind me. We're just having to send the cows out, and because we're running out of silage. And you can see the small wedge of silage that's behind me, that's all we've got left, plus a few bales. So cows are going to have to go out. On a normal year we'd have quite a lot more silage here as a backup just in case the weather turns, and so we don't want to cut ourselves short of silage. So what the plan is today is we're going to just be sending the highs out and the springers being the closest to calved dry cows, and the highs are just going to go out through the day. The lows are then going to go out next week. So myself and the staff spent yesterday setting all the gates up, putting the wires up, turning the water troughs on, making sure the water troughs aren't overflowing, and also brushing the tracks just to make sure there's no stones on the tracks that's going to end up in cows' feet. The cows have been milked this morning, we've gone back into the shed, and what we're going to do in a minute is we're going to set the wires up, slowly open the doors and let them drift out, and I will be filming their reaction. I've also got a new drone, so I'm going to send the drone up in the air. Fingers crossed it's not raining too much when we do turn the cows out, because I don't want to break my new drone. But yeah, super excited. Let's get stuck into it. Come on, let's go.
Oh girlies, you have no idea yet, but you are going to be out in the fields, eating grass, buzzing.
Right, okay, big moment has arrived. We do have an audience. My girlfriend's come out to join us. All the staff are ready. Just a matter of letting the cows out now. Let's get it done. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, go for it. I'll go out into the field. All right. So that was the highs out. Now it's just the springers. Your dad's just opening the door now. He's letting one go on its own, and then the others are going to follow. These girls, they get to have a field that is close to the farmhouse that you can just see in the background over there. We like them nice and close to the farmhouse because then we can check them all the time just to make sure there's none giving birth. Here they are.
Waste no time, straight into grazing grass.
And that is just the best sight ever. Love seeing cows out in the field, and I love filming the first time we send them out in the year because we always get a good reaction from them. I mean, of course they're going to be happy to be out on grass because that's where they're supposed to be, but unfortunately our English winters are too harsh. The grass just doesn't grow, so there'll be no food left for the cows. It's too wet, it's too cold, it's too windy, and they just don't want to be, whoops, nearly slipped over then. They just don't want to be outside when it's so cold. I mean, would you? I wouldn't. But summer is supposedly here. I don't know. Doesn't feel like it. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, there's not a great deal of silage left just yet, and so we're having to send them out. The lows are going to be going out probably next week because there is still some third cut, which is super dry stuff, which is ideal for the lows. We've still got some third cut to feed out, so they can stay in for another week, and then we'll probably turn them out onto the field, and they'll be following the grazing rota, chasing where the highs went the week before, just to clean up, and then it'll be a couple of weeks, and then what we'll do is we'll merge all the highs and lows together, creating just one group of milking cows, and then we're fully in the summer routine then. And so the highs are going to be staying out now for probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 hours, something like that, before we bring them in for the afternoon milking, and then they will be going back into the sheds tonight because my dad is feeding the sheds, and we'll continue to send them out just through the day. And then once they're all merged together, we'll then give them access to the night fields, but also keep the sheds open. As the weather starts to change and get better, there'll be less and less cows that sit in the sheds, and so at that point then we'll close the sheds off. Still allow them to get into the feed side because we always feed buffer feed through the summer, but at that point the cubicles will be closed off, and then the cows will be sat outside in the evenings. And then that is good news for us because that means there is no more scraping to be done in the milking sheds. Cows have been out for a good few hours now. As you can see, it's glorious weather outside. Glorious weather outside. Not. If anyone knows when the British summer is going to start, please let me know, because I am very intrigued. And all you folks that are watching over from America, this is what you're missing out on. It's been raining for months and months and months, just doesn't seem to stop. Right then, girlies, come on, time to come in. All right, so those girls seem to be happy back in the shed and in the dry, more importantly. and eating their corn, which is something they love more than anything else. I'm just walking up here now just to check on the highs, and they are exactly where I thought they would be. They are all crowded around the gate, ready and waiting to come in. But that's not an issue, they can just stay there for a short while. Catherine's about to crank up the parlour and she's going to be milking the lows first. Doesn't take long to milk the lows at all, probably half an hour, and then they'll be letting the highs in. It's hardly worth letting them into the shed right now, because otherwise then we're going to have to do the beds again and scrape them. So they'll just wait there for about half an hour or so. Once the lows are milked, they'll be let back up, go through the milking parlour, and then they'll get to go back into the sheds tonight, have some feed, have a drink, and sit down in the dry. So all in all, a great success for first turnout day. The highs will be going back onto the same pasture again tomorrow, and then what we'll do is we'll switch them over to another pasture the day after, and then we'll be getting the lows out next week to follow where the highs have already been. And that brings me to the end of this video. If you've liked it and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, goodbye.
Thank you.